above the promontory, basically. Okay, by the next time, try to memorize it. Okay, good. The inner ear is the next topic. Maybe, not that it's important for us, we can move it away, or if I can ask you, okay? That was the atlas from where we studied these things. You see, this is seen only in this book. This picture, what I put it there in the opposite direction. So it's okay, relatively. Good? Okay, but what I wanted to mention is this. The labyrinth, so the inner ear is called labyrinth, can be divided into two parts. We have bony labyrinth, what Nicholas just removed, and this is not existing, right, this way. Maybe I mentioned last time that this is the cast of the cavity inside, exactly the same as this, so I mean from the same side. This is from the left side. Why? Because the cochlea is in front, and this was the axis of the pyramid, this way. Of course, it's not the same. So this one doesn't work, otherwise the whole complex follows the longitudinal axis of the pyramid, in which the cochlea is in front, and the tip of the cochlea, called cupula, is facing laterally and anteriorly. So if I put it on the other side, it doesn't work because it is facing medially and posteriorly. Okay? So this should be from this side. So the cochlea is in front, then the bony cochlea, then we have this middle part called the vestibule, doesn't have any bony manifestation from outside, and then we have the three semicircular canals. Okay, good. One of them, this one, which is in the vertical plane, protrudes, and this is what I mentioned that causes here, on this side it's not so evident, here it's better, the arcuate eminence, okay, this would be here on both sides. And laterally I mentioned we have the tegmentum, which is already the roof of the tympanic cavity. That's why I also called tegmental wall. This one. So, regarding the three semicircular canals, two of them are in vertical plane. The anterior one is perpendicular to the longitudinal axis of the pyramid, this one. The posterior one parallel with this. Okay, if I put it into this, the anterior one is perpendicular to the axis, to the longitudinal axis of the pyramid. The posterior one follows the longitudinal axis. Okay, good. This is how you can describe it, but both are vertical, and one is horizontal, the lateral one. The lateral semicircular canal is horizontal, and this causes the green on the medial wall posteriorly, superiorly, the prominence of the lateral semicircular canal. Okay, this would be here, this would be here. Good, so this way we have the tympanic cavity, right? Why? Because this side is towards the internal acoustic meatus and porus, from where the vestibulocochlear nerve approaches the labyrinth. That is the medial side, this is the lateral side. Okay? Good. Now, if you regard the cochlea, the bony cochlea, again, it has a tip called cupula, and it has a big turn here called the basis. So between these two, we have 2.5 turns along this kind of axis, which is called modiolus. I am telling this for histo. I'm hoping I don't hit you. Okay, so this is the axis This is the axis of the cochlea. The yellow shows the central process of the cochlea, the bipolar ganglion cells, spiral ganglion cells. This is the cochlear nerve already. So this is located in the modiolus. Modiolus is the axis of the cochlea. Okay, good. So regarding the bony, this is what you see: cupula and base. Now, if we watch this in this book, look at this. I try to put it this way. This is the axis. This is 1/2 of the cochlea. This is the axis called modiolus, and you can see that around this we have a bony canal, which started to be divided into 3 compartments, but here we can see only one bony spiral lamina, which is an extension laterally of the modiolus. You see this? This is the bony spiral lamina. In this, it's not elaborated properly. Maybe this wants to be this, between the 2 similar size of cross sections. If we can see a little pale transition, this would be this. But it's not completely, separates the 2 halves. And we will see what is inserted in this. It will be a trigon which is inserted. So not like this, not like this. Exactly. Okay, so this is good. So from the modiolus, we have in each bony canal a little protrusion that is called bony spiral lamina. Okay, then I will show where we are in the membranous labyrinth. So this is what you see in the bony. What I like to add to this, that if you watch the overall size of this bony canal, is getting smaller upward towards the cupula. I like to tell this. Okay, so that's why, if you watch this, this is much bigger, this first turn, compared to the last part. Okay, this is the meaning of this. So inside, obviously, the cross sections should be also smaller. Now, regarding the vestibule has 2 little protrusions. One is more inferior and more anterior, so it means closer to the cochlea. This is called spheric recess. Spheric recess. It contains inside the saccule. Spheric recess for saccule. A little bit superiorly and posteriorly, we have another recess, the elliptic recess. This is for the utricle. Okay? These are membranous labyrinths, labyrinthine part already. You will see inside. But they show, representations here on the bony labyrinth as well. They form cavities already in the temporal bone. And if you regard the cast, in the cast we can see as a recess. However, that is a negative of it. So this is the spheric recess again for the saccule in the labyrinth, in membranous labyrinth, and the elliptic recess for the utricle. We have 2 other structures here. You see, 2 windows are seen. 2 windows. Laterally we have the oval window. You can see here the stapes. Inferiorly you see the round window. This is where, in the tympanic cavity at least, we have the secondary tympanic membrane. And it shows this way that these 2 openings will communicate with 2 perilymphatic spaces towards the cochlea, towards the tip of the cochlea, it means cupula, with 2.5 turns, both. Do you understand it or not? Okay. In this drawing, this is the oval window. This is where we should have the stapes. And below, the round window with the secondary tympanic membrane. Look at this then.